Hey YouTubers, Mo here from Mo's Motorcycle Journeys. Made this video a few weeks back about a few things that you should look for when you purchase a used motorcycle. This video doesn't cover everything, but covers important things. Start the intro. Hey YouTubers, Mo here from Mo's Motorcycle Journeys. I want to talk to you about a couple things to look for when you're purchasing a used motorcycle, especially from the dealer. A couple things that I would recommend looking for is you're going to check right in here on your forks to make sure you don't have any oil sitting there. That's just condensation. Of course, you're going to check your brakes, you're going to check your front tire, make sure that looks good. You're going to check everything, make sure everything works. That's the important thing, especially if you're buying it. If something doesn't work, that's very important to talk to the dealer or the person you're buying it from. You know, maybe you can work them down on their firm price. I'm not sure. Depends on what they're asking for it. I would definitely recommend blue booking the motorcycle before you even go and you look at it. Especially, start them up. You're going to want to let them get up to temperature. You want to make sure the fan is running. While you're doing that, you can actually kind of look around on the motorcycle. You're going to want to check underneath, make sure there's no fluids dripping, nothing's wet. I would recommend definitely when you go and you look at a bike, you want it to be cold. You don't want it to be warmed up. So definitely test the motor right before you start it. Make sure everything is nice and cold before it gets started. Because usually motorcycles that have been neglected, I should say, will show signs of a bunch of noise when they start running. And it depends on how long it takes to get them started. That's the important thing as well. I would definitely recommend putting a multimeter on your battery. It just really depends on how technical you want to get. This one here, I've actually changed the alternator out already. The battery's been replaced. I realized that it was bad by sticking a multimeter on it. Put it on the battery before you even start it. You should be running at least 12 amps. If it's under 12, the battery could be weak unless it's been sitting for a while or it's not on a battery tender. And then after you get it started, I would definitely recommend sticking a multimeter on it again, just to make sure your alternator is running the way that it should be. Then you should be looking at 14.2 or 14.4, 14.5, right in that area. It just really depends on the cycle and the alternator that it's putting out. Definitely go through the tires, make sure the tires are in good shape, and you're going to want to make sure the brakes work before you even test drive it. These are a couple things to look for when you're purchasing a used motorcycle. You definitely want to make sure, if you're buying it from an owner, hopefully he's got a log of everything that he's done to the bike, oil changes, last oil changes. A lot of times people like to skip the oil changes, or because they say motorcycles can go 5,000 to 8,000 miles on an oil change. Sometimes people don't even put 2,000 on in a year. So 2, 4, 6, 8, that's 4 years of the same oil if they're going by the maintenance schedule. I wouldn't recommend doing that. I change my oil every season. Again, I just bought it, but I'm an avid rider. I've rode in the past. and I would definitely recommend changing my oil every season. I also went in here and did the spark plugs, put in a set of new plugs. I'm glad I did that because the plugs that I pulled out happened to be old plugs, which of course everyone knows are going to be old, but they were the wrong size. And I'll throw a picture on here just to show you. I mean, they worked, but I recommend putting in the cycle what the manufacturer calls for. That you'll get the best life out of your cycle that way. You know, and this one's got the tour box, the tour pack, and the saddlebags, and you know, go through there, make sure everything looks good. But those are some big things to check when you're buying a motorcycle used. This one's actually in pretty good shape now after I've done quite a few things to it. I'm anxious to get out and ride it, but we'll see. Anyways, if you like some of the videos that I'm putting on, you know, subscribe and hit the like button. Other than that, we'll see you here in a few days.